neighbor! I'm Ariela Allen.
And I'm Isabella Riley. This week, our own Hannah Magee speaks with local artists and bands performing in the upcoming Apps Desk concert. Then, we speak with Lainey Moody about the Jones Art and Music Scavenger Hunt here in town.
Plus, Kathryn Santiago of the Music in Me program joins us in the studio to discuss how music therapy is impacting the high country community. So join us as we say, hi neighbor!
Thank you so much for being with us, Liam. We appreciate it. If you'll just tell us a little bit about you, your band, and what kind of music you do.
Yeah, well, my name is Liam Purcell. Grown up playing bluegrass and folk music ever since I was a kid. And I have a band called Cane Mill Road now. And we play bluegrass, folk, and Americana music all around the area, the region, nationally as well.
Yeah,
I'm in a band called Adie and Lacey, and I also do my solo thing just as Dylan Ennis. Sort of started playing solo as Adie and Lacey probably about 5 years ago now. And it's just sort of been through a bunch of iterations where with like different members and stuff like that as I've moved around. Like it started in Nashville and now I'm in Boone. So yeah, so it started off as a solo project, just sort of like putting stuff out on SoundCloud and stuff like that. And then for a while, I was honestly just making beats and putting them out as Adie and Lacey. So it's gone from like solo project to like a producer name to like a band. So there's been a lot of different versions of Adie and Lacey, but now I try to like have the band and then just my solo stuff is just my name.
My name is Luke Baker. I sing and play guitar for Juniper Avenue, and I'm happy to be here today.
My name's Cody. I play bass. That's about it. And yeah, take it away, Graham.
Yeah.
My name is Graham. I play guitar and I sing a little for Juniper Avenue. Thank you for having us here today.
Hey, I'm Jeremy. It's nice to meet everybody. And I play drums in the band.
So tell us about the experience with the front desk concert.
Absolutely. So with the whole pandemic situation going on, of course, it's not safe for us or for anybody to be out there touring like we would in a normal year. So people have been finding new ways to create content and new ways to get music to people. And so a group that did a really incredible job with that was the Appalachian Popular Programming Society. And they started a series called the Front Desk Concerts. They explained it to me as a version of a Tiny Desk concert, but they had the idea to create a really well-produced live stream, pre-recorded in advance and then released live, of local artists. This was the Virtual Appalachia series. I'm sure they have more planned in the future, revolving around other genres and themes, but it was a really great way to be able to connect with everybody virtually.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun, especially since we do a lot of stuff amplified and with like a full kit and like drumsticks. We play pretty loud. It's cool to switch it up and do it all acoustic.
Yeah, it was very different vibe.
Yeah, we were able to change a couple songs around, make them maybe a little bit slower, different style to the song, and I think it worked out really well.
Yeah, that was really cool. I mean, it was cool to have a gig because there's not too many of those now, and I like playing acoustically too. So that was kind of nice to do sort of like a stripped down version of our set that's a little less loud and more relaxed, and it was a cool thing to just be able to play with other people because a lot of music stuff we're doing now is just by ourselves or there's not like a good place to practice all the time. So I mean, it was just nice to have a gig and to play with some other human beings.
So what is your band doing now? Like, do you have any songs that you're in the process of recording or any things that you're going to put out? And then if so, what streaming platforms could we find you at?
Yeah, well, we have 4 albums out right now. Our latest one came out in November. We're really trying to use this downtime to the best of our abilities to, just keep rehearsing, keep getting things ready for when we can go back on the road. We've been focusing on writing a lot and arranging new material and also growing online, trying to grow our fan base. We have quite a few things planned tentatively for the fall and for next winter and spring as things hopefully continue to improve. And so if anybody would like to come out and see us, all our dates are available on our website and Facebook page. In terms of recording, we hope to have another full-length album out, next fall or winter, something like that. And you can find our music on Spotify, Apple, Amazon, wherever you get your music, will be on there.
I have a solo album coming out March 20th, and a lot of it is the songs from the 80 and Lacey front desk. So it's kind of like sometimes the lines between my solo stuff and 80 and Lacey tend to like blur a little bit, but if people like what they heard in the 80 and Lacey front desk, all the songs in that are on my solo acoustic album. So it's a very similar vibe to what people heard in the video. And my name's just Dylan Ennis. And yeah, it'll be out March 20th. It's called Taste the Tide.
Gotcha. Will it be on Spotify, SoundCloud?
It'll be everywhere.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
We've got
new music streaming.
Yeah, we've got a lot of stuff recorded. Just a matter of getting it mixed and distributed and everything. So yeah, new music has already been written, and like Cody said earlier, we're doing something live at RFG at the end of March. So.
Oh, well, we just love to see everybody out in person again once it's possible. And we encourage you to support live music in whatever way you can. If your friend's band who you've been seeing for the past couple of years is having a hard time connecting with folks, do them a favor and share their music and take the time. I think one thing that's really hard for everyone is it's really hard to hold somebody's attention for more than a few seconds on the virtual platform, whether it's Facebook or YouTube. It's really hard to make meaningful connections. So as a listener, it would really help everybody in the industry to take the time to make some meaningful connections with some live music in this time.
Music theory is breaking new grounds here at App State. Good music and connection with others is reducing stress in the college life. Kathryn Santiago, App State graduate student and certified music therapist, is here with me in studio to talk about her new music theory program, The Music in Me. Thanks for being here, Kathryn.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
How are you today?
I'm doing all right.
All right, so what inspired this idea in your program, The Music in Me?
So I actually got the idea a long time ago, starting an internship. I had a group where I used music games, and the playfulness of music therapy just brought so many changes that I wanted to dive into it more. And so I started doing some research and found out about identity work in music therapy, and I wanted to incorporate that into my thesis work. And then along with identity comes a lot of stressors in college students, and the shifting times can be a big stressor. So I wanted to address both of those in this group.
Yeah, going off of what you just said about the stress in college students, can you tell us a little bit about background about that? Has it increased since COVID times?
Oh, wow. I'm not actually sure. I don't know how to answer that. I'd have to look at the research, but in all times, stress is prevalent in college students, whether it be just your average stress around exam times or constant stress throughout the semester. It's there, and anxiety is there, and a lot of times the stress of college can also bring about other mental health needs.
Yeah, so how do you think the stress and anxiety deals with the identity of college students and with yourself, and how your program helps with that?
That's a great question. I think stress and identity kind of can go hand in hand, because through the identity formation process, and as you're constantly learning more and more about yourself, you can run into things that are big changes in your life, or you find something new that just makes you step back and go, whoa, and that can be a big stressor. So then being able to work through those stressors to continue moving forward and to continue finding bits and pieces of yourself is part of what I think is beautiful, and what I think is a really neat part of what I hope to do with this group.
Yeah. So I know there's different types of music, there's different instruments, ways to express it. How do you help an individual find out what is the best music therapy for what they're going through?
Oh, wow, that's a very big question. So it totally depends on the person and on what we're working on with them. So you always want to, in music therapy, you want to go with the person's preference and their desired music. So what kind of music do you like to listen to? If you're working on building relaxation, what kind of music helps you relax? What kind of instruments help you relax? If you're trying to motivate somebody for something, then you want to get the music that gets them excited and the music that maybe brings them joy so that they are motivated to do whatever the task is that is at hand. That's a very short way to answer that question.
Yeah, the music definitely like influences your overall mood and emotion. So when you're going through the student union, which I'm sure you've been there multiple times, personally for you, I know there's the piano when people play it. What's the initial emotion you get when you're walking through?
It depends on what's being played. Sometimes I'll hear a classical piece and it brings me back to when I was in classical training, and other times somebody is in there singing and playing a pop song, and depending on the pop song, it might bring me joy or it might just kind of be like, oh, okay. So it depends.
Yeah. When I definitely listen to the classical music, I feel in the zone when I study a lot, and I feel like it helps me study.
Yeah, a lot of people get that way when they listen to classical music. It's like the go-to for studying and focusing. And it's funny because it's actually kind of different in the School of Music, because there we're listening and playing classical music so often that we'll start analyzing the music. And so it's not good for us to study to it. And so we have to find something else to help us focus. So that is also something to consider, is what is the person's background and why is the music influencing them this way?
So that's why it's called The Music in Me.
Yeah. Yeah, it just kind of came to me one day and I was like, yeah, identity work, music therapy, the music in me, that works.
When I first heard it, I definitely thought of High School Musical. Do you get that a lot?
No, I've not heard that yet. Nice, that's awesome.
No, I absolutely love the name. So overall, what would you say your favorite thing about the program that you do on a daily basis is?
Well, to be honest, the first meeting with this group was this week on Tuesday. So I've only met with students and these group members once. So I don't quite have a favorite thing yet. But I am looking forward to what comes up for each of us, both as the leader of the group and for the people joining the group, and what they discover about themselves, and how the music shapes along the way and all of that.
Is there a way for people that are watching this interview right now to get involved and join one of your group sessions?
Yeah, absolutely. You can email me. That's the easiest way. SantiagoKM1@appstate.edu.
Awesome.
Yeah, it's the easiest way to get in touch, and then I can give all the information and the Zoom link, since we do it online, to make sure everybody's safe.
Yeah. So I know you're really passionate about music. Can you tell a story about the first time you realized about your passion for music was? Do you like remember that spark when it hit?
It was more so that I found the passion for music therapy itself, and found somebody when I was in high school that was a music therapist and told me about music therapy and all that it was, and it finally clicked that I could use music, which was thrilling and exciting and part of who I am, to help people. And so that was it for me. I was done at that point. I knew.
That was beautiful.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for being with us today and taking the time out of your busy schedule to be a part of this interview and sharing your beautiful program with us.
Yeah.
It sounds amazing.
I'm very excited about it. Thank you for having me.
Anything else you want to say to our viewers?
No, I think that was it.
Awesome.
Yeah. Thank you.
All right, you heard it here. Make sure you go check out The Music in Me and get to meet the wonderful Kathryn Santiago. Until next time, bye, neighbor.
That's all for this week's episode. There's a lot of new and exciting things happening at App State and in Boone as a whole right now, so be sure to check them out.
Make sure to follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube at AppTV for more student-made content. See you next Tuesday at 10 a.m. Until then,
Bye, neighbor.